Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Top SST. Today we are going to cover more questions from minerals and energy resources. Today I will be covering all the questions from mineral based industries. The last video you have seen all questions from agro based industries. So like that, today we are going to cover all questions from mineral based industries. Let's start. Production and consumption of steel is often regarded as index of a country's development examined. Or they can ask you the question, steel is regarded as country's development, or it contributes most in the country's development. Justify the statement. So here the main keyword is steel. Okay, steel is often regarded as the index of country's development. One of the very, very important question. Every second year the question has come in the exam for 3 or 5 marks. Let's start how you're going to write the answer. The production and consumption of steel and iron reflects the level of industrialization and economic development of a country. Okay, so here we have to write reflects the level of industrialization, first keyword. Second, all the other industries depend on it for their machinery. Okay, so now we need to understand industries depend. Okay, other industries. Here your keyword is other industries depend on their machinery. It provides raw material for other industry. That's the reason iron and steel industries plays a very important role. Vehicles carrying goods from one place to another are also made up of steel. Okay, so when we talk about the vehicles, okay, vehicles carrying goods from one place to another are made up of steel. So here this is your important keyword. Then next one is steel is required to manufacture a variety of consumer goods. So here we have seen vehicle. Here now the consumer goods also plays a very important role when we use as a raw material. Then the last point is all the buildings and infrastructures are constructed using iron and steel. So here what all points, how you can remember, the first point they are talking about the industrialization level. The steel reflects the level of industrialization. Then they are talking about the machinery. Then they are talking about the vehicles. Then they are talking about the consumer goods. And then they are talking about the buildings of infrastructure. Let's move to the next question. Why has the Chota Nagpur Plateau region the maximum concentration of iron and steel industry? Again, it's one of the very important question. Either this question comes in the exam or the previous question. Okay, one of the question is going to come in the exam. Iron and steel industry requires iron ore. Okay, so what is their raw material? Their raw material is iron ore, coal, limestone and manganese, which are available in the close. So why Chota Nagpur Plateau? Okay, why in the Chota Nagpur Plateau there is iron and steel industry concentration? Because the steel industry which requires the raw material, it is available in the closest area. First point. Second, good network of transport. Okay, that is your roadways and the railway facilities. The movement of raw material is very easy. So here you need to write about the good network of railway and roadway facilities. Then river provide the cheapest means of inland water transport of iron and steel goods. Okay. Then nearness to the city Kolkata. Okay, Kolkata, as we know that it is one of the urban city which provides the huge market. Okay. There's a huge market. Banking, insurance and financial services are easily provided for iron and steel plants. Then availability of cheap labor, definitely from Bihar, West Bengal, Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh nearby area. And then due to the localization advantages of iron and steel plants like Jamshedpur, Durgapur, Bokaro and Raulkela, these all places are very very famous for iron and steel industry. So if they ask you the question, what are the reasons Chota Nagpur Plateau is having a maximum concentration? You can write these are the, definitely it is one of the important points. So if you write good network of railways, then port facilities, then Calcutta plays an urban, one of the urban center which provides the market, banking, insurance services. then availability of cheap labor, and then localization advantages. Okay, so only this point also, if you write out of 5, at least you will get 2.5. But if you want to get all 5 on 5, then you need to mention what are the raw materials which are required. So that is your iron ore, coal, limestone, manganese, and other things. Then railway facilities for the, this is okay. Then you need to write Kolkata provides. Okay, what Calcutta provides? So here banking, insurance, financial services. This is also one of the important point. Availability of cheap labor from where? So you need to mention Bihar, West Bengal, Jharkhand, and Chhattisgarh. Okay, so these are the important keywords which you need to write if you want 5 on 5 or 3 on 3. If 3 marks question, you can write any 3 points. If that is 2 marks question, you can write any 2 points. Okay, so according to the question, you need to write the points. Though India is an important iron and steel producing country, we have seen, okay, last 2 questions, we have seen that it is countries index, okay, development index, but yet we are not able to perform in our full potential. What are the reasons? Okay, full potential, or what are the challenges which are faced? Okay, so the India is an important iron and steel producing country in the world, but still we are not able to perform in our full potential. What are the reasons? The first one, iron and steel industry is the basic industry. We have learned that, okay, basic industry, basic and the key industry. So what is basic industry? All other industries use this iron and steel as their raw material. Okay, so heavy, medium, light depend on its machinery, but its cost, high cost, and limited availability of coking coal. Okay, it's not cooking coal. Okay, it's cooking coal is different from cooking coal. Is one of the important reason for not performing in our full potential. Low productivity of labor. Okay, labor is lazy, or they are not unable to perform in their full potential, or they are not able to give 100%. Okay, so productivity of labor is very less. Then irregular supply of energy is also one of the important reasons. So what are the reasons why we are not able to give our maximum? Because machineries are outdated, or availability of coking coal is limited, or labor is not giving their full potential, or like, you know, labor productivity is very less, or irregular supply of energy. So again, depends on the question. The question will not come for 5 marks, but the question can easily come for 2 marks or 5 marks. So 4 marks. According to the question, you can write your points. Okay, differentiate between integrated steel plant and mini steel plant, stating 3 points for the discussion. This question is not very important, but still I will suggest that you should learn, because we never know which question is going to come in the board exam. But this question has not come in the board exam in 5 years down the line, but still we should learn the question. Okay, answer. The integrated steel plant is the larger, and mini, with the name itself, mini का मतलब क्या होता है? छोटा. Okay, so it's a mini steel plant. Compared to the mini steel plant, your integrated steel plant is big. Mini steel plant uses steel scrap and the sponge iron. Okay, very, very important point. Whereas integrated steel plant use basic raw materials, that is your iron ore, for making steel. Then mini steel plant produces mild and alloy steel, whereas integrated steel plant produces only steel. So what I feel that this question will not come as differentiate, but they can ask you, write a short note on integrated steel plant. So when they will ask you integrated steel plant, your first point will remain the same, and then you can write integrated steel plant use the basic raw material, that is iron ore, and the plant produces only steel. Okay, so this much you need to write. So even if you have learned the differentiate between mini plant and integrated plant, you can easily write the short note for mini plant and integrated steel plant. Note on the aluminium smelting industry in India. Again, this is also very important question. Okay, sorry. Aluminium smelting is the second important metallurgy industry in India because of the flexibility and good conductor of electricity and heat. This question can come for 2 marks, where they can ask you what do you understand by that. So why it is being used? So definitely the first important keyword is metallurgy industry. Why it is very important because of the flexibility of good conductivity of electricity and heat. Okay, universally it is accepted as a metal for the large number of industry. Then aluminium is gaining popularity as a substitute of steel, copper, zinc. So this is also important point. Why it is gaining popularity? Because it has substitute with steel, copper, zinc, and lead. For the production of 1 ton of this is not important. It is just I have written for your understanding, where we use approximately 8 tons of bauxite. Then how much electricity is needed. So this point is not at all necessary that you need to write. Then which places? Jharkhand and Odisha shares 58% of bauxite production of it for India. Okay, so these points are very important. Okay, fifth point is also not. So if the question comes, you can just write first, second, if the 2 marks. But in case if 5 marks question comes, then you need to mention these points also. Write a short note on the features of fertilizer industry in India. Fertilizers plays a very important role. One of the important role we have seen in the Green Revolution also. So it produces nitrogenous fertilizers, phosphatic fertilizers, and complex fertilizers, combination of nitrogen, phosphate, and the potash. Okay, very important point. What are the combinations? Some fertilizers compounds like potash are imported from other countries. So we are depend on other countries, and we import also. There are 10 public sector undertaking and 1 in the Corporation of India. Main fertilizer states are Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab. Very low possibility that this question is going to come in the exam, but still we should be knowing some basic features of fertilizers. Describe the cement industry in India. Usually cement industry, fertilizer industry, then this one, what do you call software technology. These basically they don't ask question from these topics, but we never know. Okay, as I tell you, CBSE can give any type of the question, so we should be prepared from our end. Usually the question comes for iron and steel, sugar industry, jute industry, cotton industry. These industries are very important. Without without preparing these questions from this chapter, you should not appear for the exam. So make sure that classification, why manufacturing is important, then whatever the topics just now I told, make sure that you learn. And tomorrow's my video is very important, where we are going to learn about the proactive methods of pollution. So make sure that you follow my videos for better understanding. Okay, describe the cement industry in India. Cement is used for the construction. We all know that cement industry, when we talk about the cement industry, so it is for the construction purpose. So which all construction? Definitely building, factory, dam, airport, road. Everywhere, whatever you see the construction, there the cements are used. Bulky and heavy raw materials like limestone, silica, aluminium, gypsums are required to produce cement. Very important. What are the basic raw materials to required for producing the cement? So again, this can come for 2 marks question. So limestone, silica, aluminium, gypsum. Okay, each point carries, each one will carry half marks. It requires coal, electric power, and rail transportation. Then it requires, it's the same point I have written, sorry, rail transportation for this production. There are 128 large plants. This is not required. These 2 points are very important. What are the cement industry? And the cement industry is really doing very well in the form of, we started exporting also, and it generates the foreign exchange. What are software technology park? Everyone knows that in today's world, technology plays a very important, software technology plays a very important role. And that too, information technology, we know that Bangalore is the IT hub. Okay, it provides the employment of generation, it generates the employment. Okay, then it encourages to know 30% of the people are employed in this sector are women. Okay, women encouragements are more. We foreign exchange, okay, we earn foreign exchange. Then because of BPO stands for business processing outsourcing. Then the continuous growth in the hardware and the software is the key of success of the IT industry in India. Okay, so you can IT industry I have not written, even for the map work also it is important. IT parks, Bangalore, Noida, Pune. Okay, so these are different places which are very important. So Noida and Chennai, then your Bangalore. Bangalore is very important. Okay, they can ask you for locating the place. So with this, we will be completing all the mineral-based industries. Tomorrow, as I told you, tomorrow's video is very important, where I'm going to cover all the measures of pollution, different types of pollution, and what are the different measures taken by government. And we also needs to take the measures to improve so that the country will be without pollution. Thank you. Have a nice day.